Welcome to the Emotional Intelligence Crash Course. In a world that constantly demands reaction, emotional intelligence teaches you how to respond. This course will help you understand your emotions, control them with awareness, and use them to build stronger relationships and a peaceful mind. What emotional intelligence really means, how to know yourself deeply, how to master emotional control and resilience, how to connect with others through empathy and presence, and how to use your emotions as a tool, not a weakness. Each episode is short, practical, and designed to make you emotionally stronger. Whether you're facing stress, conflict, or confusion, this series will help you grow through awareness, not avoidance. So take a deep breath and get ready to begin your journey into emotional intelligence. Today, we're starting something special, a journey to understand ourselves and others better. Let's talk about emotional intelligence, or simply EQ. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions, both your own and others. It's what helps us stay calm under pressure, handle conflict with maturity, and connect deeply with people around us. It involves recognizing your own emotions and their impact, managing your behavior and adapting to change, and understanding the emotions of others. Unlike IQ, which measures how smart you are, EQ measures how well you handle life. While IQ measures cognitive abilities like memory and analytical thinking, EQ focuses on emotional and social skills. Studies show people with higher EQ are often more successful, happier, and better leaders, not because they know more, but because they manage emotions better. High EQ leads to enhanced leadership skills, improved team collaboration, and effective communication. It also fosters adaptability, resilience, increased empathy, and better conflict resolution. Ultimately, individuals with high EQ tend to experience increased job satisfaction and overall well-being. So, how can we cultivate this vital skill? Start by reflecting on your emotions and journaling your thoughts and feelings. Practice empathy by putting yourself in others' shoes, and pay close attention to nonverbal communication. Don't hesitate to ask for feedback from others, and stay present through mindfulness to be aware of the moment. The concept of emotional intelligence has a rich history, with roots in Edward Thorndike's social intelligence from the 1920s. The term emotional intelligence first appeared in 1964, and Peter Salovey and John Mayer gave it its modern definition in 1990. It gained widespread recognition with Daniel Goleman's influential 1995 book, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. So in this series, we'll explore everything about EQ, how it works, why it matters, and how you can build it step by step.
History of EQ.
The journey of emotional intelligence began over 100 years ago. Back in the early 1900s, psychologists believed IQ, intelligence, was the main factor that determined success. But quickly, they noticed something strange. Some highly intelligent people struggled with life, while some average students became the most successful, respected, and emotionally balanced individuals. This raised a powerful question. Is intelligence only about thinking, or also about feeling? In 1920, psychologist Edward Thorndike introduced the idea of social intelligence, the ability to understand and manage people. This was the earliest seed of what we now call EQ. Then in the 1980s, psychologist Howard Gardner expanded the idea even further with his theory of multiple intelligences, including interpersonal and intrapersonal intelligence, our ability to understand others and understand ourselves. But the true breakthrough came in 1990. Two psychologists, Peter Salovey and John Mayer, officially introduced the term emotional intelligence. They described it as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions. Later, in 1995, Daniel Goleman published his famous book, Emotional Intelligence, and everything changed. His work showed that EQ could be more important than IQ for success in life, relationships, and leadership. This idea spread worldwide, in schools, workplaces, and mental health fields. Today, emotional intelligence is considered a core human skill. It influences how we think, how we make decisions, how we connect with people, and how we respond to stress and challenges. So when we talk about EQ today, we're standing on decades of groundbreaking research, all pointing to one truth: emotions are not the enemy. Understanding them is the key to inner strength, peaceful relationships, and a balanced life. In our next episode, we'll explore something fascinating: the two minds, the rational mind versus the emotional mind, and how they shape every decision you make. So stay with us and continue your journey toward emotional mastery. And if you're finding this series helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more emotional intelligence lessons.
Have you ever felt like one part of your mind is calm and logical, but another part is emotional and impulsive? That's because we actually have two minds inside us, the rational mind and the emotional mind. Let's understand both. The rational mind thinks, analyzes, and plans. It's in your prefrontal cortex. It helps you make smart, balanced decisions, saying, think before you act. Then there's the emotional mind, centered in the amygdala. This part reacts instantly. It feels before it thinks. It's fast, powerful, and emotional. It makes your heart race or your eyes tear up. Both minds are important. The rational mind keeps you stable, while the emotional mind gives life meaning and energy. But sometimes, the emotional mind takes over too quickly before the rational mind can respond. This is an emotional hijack. That's when you say something you regret or act without thinking. Later, your rational mind asks, why did I do that? Understanding these two minds is the foundation of emotional intelligence. EQ isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about balancing them. Learning when to let emotions guide you and when to let logic take the lead. So next time you're angry, stressed, or overwhelmed, pause and ask, which mind is in control right now? That awareness alone can change how you respond to almost everything in life. In our next episode, we'll explore the 3 types of emotional people and how understanding your emotional type can help you connect better with yourself and others. Until then, remember, a peaceful mind is not emotionless, it's emotionally balanced.
Have you ever truly wondered why some individuals remain remarkably calm amidst chaos, while others tend to react quite emotionally to even the smallest of situations? This phenomenon occurs because we all possess distinct emotional patterns, and psychologists frequently categorize these into 3 primary emotional types. Let's delve into each of them. First, we have the emotional reactor. This individual experiences every emotion with profound intensity, feeling everything deeply within their core. Their emotions are akin to powerful ocean waves, both visible and impactful, sweeping over them with great force. When something positive occurs, they are utterly overjoyed, their happiness radiating outwards. However, when faced with something negative, it can shake them completely, impacting their entire being. They are often highly empathetic and expressive, yet they may encounter significant challenges with maintaining emotional stability. If you identify as an emotional reactor, your primary area for personal growth involves mastering emotional regulation. This means learning precisely when to pause, take a deep breath, and thoughtfully reflect before reacting impulsively. Next, we examine the emotional suppressor. This type of individual experiences emotions just like anyone else, but they tend to conceal or ignore them. They often appear outwardly calm and composed, yet internally, they carry a significant burden of unspoken tension and unaddressed feelings. They might frequently utter phrases like, "I'm fine," even when they are unequivocally not fine, masking their true emotional state. If this description resonates with you, the crucial skill to cultivate is emotional expression. This involves discovering safe and healthy avenues to release what you genuinely feel, whether through expressive writing, engaging in meaningful conversations, or practicing mindfulness techniques. Finally, we explore the emotional balancer. This person fully experiences their emotions, but possesses the wisdom to manage them effectively. They neither overreact dramatically nor suppress their feelings entirely. Instead, they understand their emotions and respond with thoughtful intention. They are capable of empathizing deeply with others, making calm and rational decisions, and remaining grounded even when under significant stress. Becoming an emotional balancer represents the ultimate aspiration in the journey of emotional intelligence. And the truly encouraging news is that anyone can develop this profound ability, requiring only consistent awareness, dedicated practice, and enduring patience. So, which one of these emotional types best describes you? Are you primarily an emotional reactor, a suppressor, or a balancer? Take a few moments today to genuinely reflect on your own unique emotional patterns and how they manifest in your daily life. Because once you gain clarity on your specific emotional type, you can then begin the vital work of cultivating the skills that will truly help you grow and thrive. In our upcoming episode, we will delve into practical methods for measuring your emotional quotient, or EQ. We will also uncover valuable tools designed to reveal both your emotional strengths and any potential blind spots you may possess. Until then, remember to be exceptionally kind to yourself, nurturing your emotional well-being with compassion. And always keep in mind this fundamental truth: self-awareness is unequivocally the very first step towards meaningful and lasting change.
We often talk about emotional intelligence, but how do you actually measure it? Can something as deep as emotion really be turned into a number or a score? The short answer is yes, to some extent. Let's explore how. Emotional intelligence isn't one skill. It's made up of 5 key areas: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. When you measure EQ, you're really measuring how developed each of these areas are within you. One of the most powerful ways to measure EQ is self-assessment. You don't need fancy software, just honest reflection. Ask yourself questions like, do I stay calm when criticized? How easily do I understand other people's emotions? Do I act before I think, or think before I act? Write your answers in a journal and rate yourself from 1 to 10. This simple habit builds emotional awareness over time. There are professional tools like the EQI 2.0 MSCT or Genos Emotional Intelligence Inventory, used in coaching and psychology to give structured insights. But remember, these tools don't define you. They simply reflect where you are right now on your emotional growth journey. Another powerful EQ test is life itself. How do people feel around you? Do others open up to you or feel defensive? Do you respond calmly during stress, or do emotions take over? Your relationships often mirror your emotional intelligence better than any test can. Try this. At the end of each day, ask yourself, how emotionally balanced was I today? If you got angry, sad, or overwhelmed, know what triggered it and how you handled it. Over time, you'll start to see your EQ improving through awareness and practice. So, can you measure EQ? Yes, not perfectly, but meaningfully. Because emotional intelligence isn't about getting a high score. It's about growing, becoming more aware, balanced, and compassionate every single day. In our next episode, we'll begin Series 2, Developing Self-Awareness, where we'll learn how to know yourself better and truly understand your emotions.
Do you truly know yourself beyond the surface-level details of your name, job, or daily routines? Most people believe they do, until life presents unexpected challenges or emotions they find difficult to explain or understand. Knowing yourself goes far beyond simple facts. It's about delving into the deeper reasons behind your thoughts, feelings, and reactions. This profound understanding forms the very foundation of self-awareness, which is the crucial first pillar of emotional intelligence. To begin this journey, let's explore how to identify and understand your emotional triggers. Start by consciously observing what situations or interactions consistently provoke strong emotional responses within you. What specific events tend to make you feel angry, anxious, or even unexpectedly excited? Instead of immediately judging these emotions as good or bad, simply practice observing them without attachment. Ask yourself, with genuine curiosity, why am I feeling this particular way right now? What underlying need or belief is being activated? Cultivating this small, consistent habit of self-inquiry will build your emotional awareness far more effectively than any theoretical study or personality test. Next, let's delve into identifying your core values, the principles that truly guide your life. Your emotions often serve as powerful indicators, pointing directly to what truly matters most to you at a fundamental level. For instance, if you experience a strong surge of anger when you encounter dishonesty, it's highly probable that honesty is one of your deeply held core values. Similarly, if you feel immense joy and fulfillment when you're actively helping others, then compassion and service are likely significant strengths within you. Take some time to reflect and write down your top 5 core values. Once you clearly understand what truly matters most to you, Your decision-making process will become significantly clearer and more aligned with your authentic self. Now, let's explore how your personal history shapes your emotional landscape. Every single emotion you experience today is intricately shaped by your unique past, including your upbringing, cultural background, and life experiences. Take a moment to reflect on your personal life story. Consider the pivotal moments that have contributed to your strength and resilience, and acknowledge the moments that may still carry a lingering sense of hurt or unresolved feelings. Understanding your personal narrative empowers you to respond to situations with greater awareness, rather than simply reacting automatically based on old patterns. Next, let's explore the power of mindful observation in your daily life. Dedicate a few quiet minutes each day to simply observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice can take many forms: a peaceful walk in nature, a moment of prayer, or even just mindfully sipping a cup of tea. When you learn to step back and simply watch your emotions unfold, you begin to master them, rather than being controlled by their intensity. Finally, let's discuss the profound benefits of journaling for emotional clarity. Make it a habit to write down your feelings and experiences at the end of each day. Ask yourself these guiding questions. What emotions did I experience today? What specific events or thoughts triggered them? And how did I choose to respond in those moments? Through this consistent practice, you'll start to notice recurring patterns in your emotional responses and triggers. And it is precisely through recognizing these patterns that your self-awareness will deepen and grow exponentially. Knowing yourself better isn't about achieving some unattainable state of perfection. It's about genuinely understanding your intricate inner world, with all its complexities and nuances. This understanding allows you to manage your emotions effectively, to love yourself unconditionally, and to share your authentic self with others consciously and intentionally. In our next episode, we will delve even deeper into understanding your emotional states, exploring the fascinating ways emotions manifest in your body and mind. Until then, take a deep, calming breath and gently remind yourself of this profound truth. You are not your emotions. You are the conscious observer of them. Can you describe exactly what you're feeling right now, in this very moment? Take a pause and truly consider the depth and nuance of your current emotional landscape. Most of us find this surprisingly difficult. We often resort to vague terms like "I'm fine" or "I'm stressed," but these simple words barely scratch the surface of the complex emotional tapestry that exists within us. They fail to capture the true essence of our inner experiences. Understanding your emotional states is a profound journey of learning the intricate language of your emotions. It's about developing the ability to decode what your feelings are genuinely trying to communicate to you, much like deciphering a secret code. Every single emotion carries a distinct and vital message. For instance, anger might be signaling something feels profoundly unfair, urging you to recognize and address an imbalance or injustice in your life or surroundings. Sadness, on the other hand, often communicates you've experienced the loss of something truly important to you, prompting a necessary period of reflection on what has passed and its significance. Fear serves as a crucial warning, whispering, "Be careful, something potentially challenging or dangerous might go wrong," thereby encouraging a heightened sense of caution and preparedness for what lies ahead. And joy, a beautiful and affirming emotion, reminds you you're perfectly aligned with what truly matters most to you, affirming your current path, your deeply held values, and your authentic self. Instead of instinctively fighting or suppressing your emotions, cultivate a practice of curiosity. Ask yourself with genuine openness, what is this specific feeling truly trying to tell me at this moment? It's crucial to remember that emotions are not permanent fixtures. They are dynamic and transient. They naturally rise, reach a peak, and then gracefully fall, much like the rhythmic and predictable motion of ocean waves upon the shore. When we resist our emotions, attempting to push them away or ignore them, they tend to grow stronger and more persistent, often creating even more internal turmoil and distress within us. However, when we choose to observe and accept them without judgment, allowing them to simply be present, they often pass through us peacefully and with less intensity, much like clouds drifting across the sky. So, the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by emotion, resist the urge to panic. Instead, just breathe deeply and patiently wait. That intense moment will inevitably pass, and a sense of clarity and calm will eventually return. Neuroscientists have confirmed a fascinating phenomenon. When you consciously label an emotion with a specific name, you instantly begin to reduce its intensity and its hold over you. This act of naming creates a cognitive distance. Instead of vaguely saying, "I feel bad," strive for precision. Be specific. Articulate, "I feel disappointed," "I feel anxious," or "I feel lonely." This specificity is key to understanding. Naming your emotions gives your rational, thinking brain a vital opportunity to join the conversation, fostering a much greater and deeper level of self-understanding and insight into your inner world. This precise act of identification, this ability to pinpoint and name what you're feeling, is emotional awareness in its most active form, empowering you to respond thoughtfully and intentionally, rather than reacting impulsively. Make it a practice to notice when certain emotions tend to repeat themselves in your life. Do you frequently feel irritated when you're in large crowds? Or perhaps a sense of sadness often washes over you in the evening hours? Are you consistently anxious before important meetings or presentations? Your emotions are like a highly personalized GPS system, constantly guiding you and providing valuable feedback about your experiences. If you listen closely and attentively, they will point directly to what truly needs your attention, what might require a shift in perspective, or what might need to fundamentally change in your life for greater well-being. True emotional maturity isn't about successfully escaping or avoiding pain. It's about cultivating the profound ability to be comfortable with the experience of feeling it, embracing it as part of the human condition. Practice sitting quietly with your emotions, allowing them to simply exist without any judgment or attempt to alter them. Let them be, just as they are, in their raw and authentic form. Because sometimes, the only genuine way out of an intense emotion is truly through it, by fully experiencing it, acknowledging its presence, and allowing it to run its natural course. Understanding your emotional states doesn't necessarily make life inherently easier or free from challenges. Instead, it makes you significantly stronger, more adaptable, and far more resilient in the face of adversity. You'll begin to respond to situations consciously and with intention, rather than reacting impulsively and without thought, thereby building a solid and unshakable foundation for genuine emotional intelligence. In our next episode, we'll delve deeper and explore the power of mindfulness in emotional control, discovering precisely how presence and heightened awareness can profoundly transform your emotional reactions and responses. Until then, make a conscious effort today to take a quiet moment and sincerely ask yourself, what am I truly feeling right now? And more importantly, why do I believe I am feeling this way? That one simple yet profound question has the potential to truly change everything, opening up vast new doors to deeper self-understanding, personal growth, and a more harmonious inner life. Have you ever said or done something you later regretted, just because you were angry or emotional at that moment? We all have. That's what happens when our emotions take control and our mind goes offline. But what if you could stay calm, centered, and clear, even in the middle of chaos? That's the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness simply means being fully present. It's noticing what's happening in your mind, body, and surroundings without judging it. When you're mindful, you don't drown in emotions. You observe them like clouds passing in the sky. There's a famous quote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom." Mindfulness helps you find that space. When someone shouts at you or something goes wrong, instead of reacting immediately, you take a breath. You pause. You let your thinking brain catch up before your emotions take over. That's real emotional control. Here's a simple technique you can try anywhere. Breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 3. While breathing, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What do I need? This short pause can stop anger, anxiety, or frustration from exploding. It gives your emotions space to calm down and your wisdom room to speak. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the one who observes them. When you remember that, you gain power over your reactions. You become the driver, not the passenger of your emotions. You become the driver, not the passenger of your emotions. You don't need to meditate for hours. You can be mindful while walking, eating, or even washing dishes. Just bring your attention fully to what you're doing. Notice the sounds, the textures, the sensations. The more often you practice mindfulness, the faster you'll recognize emotions before they take control. Mindfulness won't remove emotions, but it helps you meet them with clarity, calmness, and compassion. And that's emotional intelligence in action. In the next episode, we'll talk about empathy, the heart of emotional intelligence, how to truly understand what others feel and build deeper connections. Have you ever felt suddenly angry, hurt, or anxious, even though the situation didn't seem that serious? That moment is called an emotional trigger. An emotional trigger is anything, a word, a tone, a memory, that brings back a strong emotional reaction from the past. Maybe someone criticizes you, and it instantly reminds you of being judged as a child. Or someone ignores your message, and suddenly you feel rejected, not just in the present moment, but as if every past rejection came rushing back. That's how emotional triggers work. They connect your present emotions to past pain. Understanding this connection is the first step towards managing your reactions. Inside your brain, there's a small part called the amygdala. It's the emotional alarm system. This almond-shaped region plays a crucial role in processing emotions, especially fear and anxiety. When something reminds it of past hurt, it reacts instantly, even before your logical brain can think. This rapid response is a survival mechanism designed to protect you from perceived threats. That's why you might feel emotional before you understand why. Your brain is protecting you, but sometimes it's overreacting to old stories, creating unnecessary distress in the present. Start noticing patterns. When do you feel a sudden emotional shift? What body sensations appear? Tight chest, heat, or restlessness? These physical cues are important signals. Who or what situations repeat these feelings? Write them down. Awareness is your superpower. You can't manage what you don't understand, so documenting your experiences is key. When triggered, try this 3-step reset. Pause. Take one deep breath before saying or doing anything. This simple act creates a crucial space between stimulus and response. Name it. Silently say, "I feel hurt," or "I feel angry." Acknowledging the emotion without judgment helps to diffuse its intensity. Trace it. Ask yourself, where have I felt this before? This small reflection breaks the emotional chain and brings logic back into control, allowing for a more thoughtful response. Remember, triggers are not your enemies. They are messages showing where healing is needed. Each trigger is an opportunity for deeper self-understanding and growth. Every time you face one with awareness, you grow stronger, calmer, and more emotionally intelligent. This journey of self-discovery leads to greater inner peace. Emotional triggers don't mean you're weak, they mean you're human. The goal isn't to avoid them, but to understand them so they no longer control you. In our next episode, we'll explore powerful self-awareness exercises to help you recognize emotions faster and respond with wisdom. Have you ever wondered why some people seem so in tune with themselves, while others get swept away by their emotions? The secret is self-awareness, the ability to notice your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors without judgment. Today, we'll explore practical exercises to strengthen your emotional core, so you can face challenges with clarity and calmness. First, let's delve into journaling your emotions. Write down your emotions daily, not just what happened, but how you felt and why. Ask yourself, what triggered this feeling? How did my body respond? What thought ran through my mind? Journaling helps you uncover patterns and hidden triggers, making your emotions easier to understand and manage. Next, we explore body scan awareness. Your body holds emotional information. Take a few minutes each day to scan from head to toe. Where do you feel tension? Where do you feel lightness or ease? Noticing physical sensations helps you detect emotions early, before they take control. Our third exercise involves daily reflection questions. Ask yourself simple questions at the end of each day. Consider, what did I feel today? How did I respond? What could I do differently next time? This reflection turns everyday experiences into lessons for growth. Fourth, practice mindful pauses. Throughout your day, pause for a moment to check in with yourself. Ask, what am I feeling right now? Is this feeling helping or harming me? What choice can I make in this moment? Even a few seconds of mindful pause can prevent overreactions and impulsive decisions. Finally, learn to observe without judgment. Self-awareness is not about criticizing yourself. It's about noticing and accepting your thoughts and emotions. When you watch yourself with curiosity rather than judgment, you gain power over your reactions and clarity in your decision-making. By practicing these exercises daily, you strengthen your emotional core, gain insight into your inner world, and start responding to life with wisdom instead of reacting from habit. In our next series, we'll move into mastering self-management, where you'll learn how to control emotional outbursts and regulate your feelings effectively. Have you ever said something in anger, then immediately regretted it? That's an emotional outburst, when your feelings take control and your rational mind goes offline, leading to words or actions you later wish you could retract. Understanding your emotional patterns is the crucial first step towards gaining control. It involves a deep dive into self-awareness, observing how and why certain emotions arise within you. Start by noticing your typical triggers. What specific situations consistently make you lose patience? Are there particular environments or circumstances that tend to ignite your frustration? Who or what tends to push your buttons, consistently provoking a strong reaction from you? Identifying these external factors is key to anticipating potential outbursts. How does your body feel when you're about to explode? Pay attention to physical sensations like a racing heart, tense muscles, or a knot in your stomach. These are early warning signs. Recognizing these patterns, the triggers, the people, and the physical sensations, is the foundational first step toward mastering your emotional responses and preventing them from escalating. The second powerful technique is to use the pause button. This simple yet profound action can create a vital space between stimulus and reaction, allowing you to choose your response. When you feel the surge of emotion beginning to rise, stop for a moment. Physically halt whatever you are doing or about to do. This immediate cessation breaks the automatic chain of reaction. Take a deep, deliberate breath. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold for a moment, and then exhale even more slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times to engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Remind yourself, I can respond wisely, not react impulsively. This internal affirmation empowers you to reclaim control and choose a more constructive path forward. This simple pause interrupts the automatic reaction and allows your rational brain to step in, giving you the precious seconds needed to process the situation more calmly and thoughtfully. Grounding yourself physically is a powerful technique to reduce the intensity of emotional surges and bring you back to the present moment, away from overwhelming feelings. Engage your senses to stay anchored in the present. Focus on what you can see, hear, touch, smell, and even taste to pull your attention away from the emotional storm within. Press your feet firmly on the floor, feeling the solid ground beneath you. Notice the texture of your shoes or the floor and the sensation of gravity holding you steady. Roll your shoulders back and down, releasing any tension you might be holding in your upper body. Let your arms hang loosely by your sides, feeling the weight of them. Notice sounds or textures around you. Perhaps the hum of an air conditioner, the feel of your clothing against your skin, or the sight of a distant object. These sensory anchors bring you back to reality. Grounding helps reduce the intensity of the emotional surge and brings clarity, allowing you to think more rationally and respond more effectively to the situation at hand. The fourth step is to name the feeling. Articulating your emotions can significantly diminish their power over you, transforming vague distress into something manageable. Label what you're experiencing with specific words. Instead of just feeling bad, try to pinpoint the exact emotion. Is it frustration, hurt, or overwhelm? Say to yourself, either aloud or internally, I feel frustrated. I feel hurt. I feel overwhelmed. This act of naming creates a psychological distance from the emotion. Naming your emotions gives them structure and prevents them from taking over your behavior. It allows you to observe the emotion rather than being consumed by it. This simple act of identification is a powerful tool for emotional regulation, helping you to regain a sense of agency and control over your internal state. Finally, plan your response. This crucial step moves you from a reactive state to a proactive one, allowing you to shape the outcome of challenging situations. Instead of reacting automatically, take a moment to consider your options. Ask yourself, what outcome do I truly want in this situation? What is my ultimate goal? What response will serve me and others best in this moment? Consider the long-term implications of your words and actions, not just the immediate gratification of an outburst. When you respond deliberately, you transform potential conflict into an opportunity for understanding and growth, fostering better relationships and more positive outcomes. This intentional approach allows you to navigate difficult conversations and emotional challenges with grace and effectiveness, leading to more satisfying resolutions. Controlling emotional outbursts doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill built through consistent awareness, dedicated practice, and deliberate action. It requires patience and self-compassion. Start small, practice these techniques daily in low-stakes situations, and gradually integrate them into more challenging moments. Each small success builds momentum. Watch your reactions become more measured and intentional, reflecting a deeper sense of self-mastery. You will notice a profound shift in your interactions and inner peace. Master your emotions, and you master your life, opening doors to greater resilience, stronger relationships, and a more fulfilling existence. Embrace this journey of self-improvement.
Have you ever found yourself reacting impulsively, saying or doing something in the heat of the moment that you later regretted? It's a common human experience, where emotions take over and rational thought seems to vanish, leaving a trail of misunderstandings or missed opportunities. But what if there was a simple, repeatable technique to interrupt these emotional outbursts and regain clarity before you respond? Introducing the pause button technique, your personal emotional reset switch designed to help you navigate challenging situations with intention and control. The pause button is more than just taking a breath. It's a conscious decision to create a brief, intentional space between an emotional trigger and your reaction. It's about noticing the surge of emotion, acknowledging its presence without judgment, and then allowing your rational brain to re-engage. This technique isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about gaining mastery over them, ensuring your responses are aligned with your true self and values. By creating this momentary gap, you empower yourself to choose a thoughtful response instead of being swept away by an automatic, often unhelpful reaction. So, when exactly should you deploy this powerful tool? The opportunities are far more frequent than you might imagine. Consider those heated disagreements with a partner, family member, or colleague, where words can quickly escalate and cause unintended harm. Or perhaps you're facing a frustrating technical issue, a challenging deadline, or unexpected traffic that threatens to derail your entire day. Even before sending that impulsive email or text message, the one you might regret 5 minutes later, the pause button can be your safeguard. It's applicable in any scenario where you feel a strong emotional reaction bubbling up, signaling a potential loss of control. The key is to recognize these triggers and consciously decide to intervene before the emotion takes over completely. Now, let's delve into the practical steps of how to effectively practice the pause button technique. The method can be broken down into 4 simple, yet powerful steps. Stop, breathe, observe, and reflect. First, stop. When you feel that emotional surge, physically or mentally halt whatever you are doing. This immediate interruption breaks the automatic chain reaction and creates the initial space you need. Next, breathe. Take a slow, deep breath, focusing entirely on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This simple act activates your parasympathetic nervous system, helping to calm your body and mind. Third, observe. Without judgment, notice what you are feeling. Identify the emotion, where you feel it in your body, and what thoughts are running through your mind. This step is crucial for detaching from the emotion and gaining perspective, allowing you to see it as an observer rather than being consumed by it. Finally, reflect. Ask yourself, what is the most effective and constructive way to respond in this situation? Consider the potential outcomes of different reactions and choose the one that aligns best with your long-term goals and values. Like any skill, the pause button technique requires consistent practice to become second nature. Start by applying it in small, low-stakes daily situations, gradually building your proficiency and confidence. The more you practice, the more automatic and effective this technique will become, transforming your reactive patterns into intentional responses. The benefits of mastering the pause button technique are profound and far-reaching. You'll experience less regret, as your actions will be more aligned with your true intentions, leading to greater peace of mind. Your relationships will improve as you communicate more thoughtfully and empathetically, fostering deeper connections. You'll also build increased resilience, better equipped to handle life's inevitable challenges with composure and strength. The pause button technique is not just a coping mechanism, it's a skill for empowerment, allowing you to respond to life with intention rather than simply reacting. Embrace this simple yet transformative practice and unlock a calmer, more controlled, and ultimately more fulfilling way of living.
Have you ever felt overwhelmed, as if your mind was spinning and your body couldn't quite keep up with the pace of life? That's precisely when grounding and breathing exercises emerge as your steadfast anchor, gently guiding you back to the tranquility of the present moment. Grounding is a powerful practice, meaning to consciously reconnect your body and mind to the immediate now. It serves as a vital tool, helping you to deliberately shift your focus away from any emotional chaos or overwhelming thoughts, and instead, into the safety and stability of the present. When you are truly grounded, you cease to be lost in the swirling currents of your thoughts. Instead, you begin to feel profoundly centered, remarkably steady, and deeply calm. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method is a remarkably simple yet highly effective technique designed to calm anxiety with impressive speed. Begin by identifying 5 distinct things you can clearly see in your immediate environment, observing each detail with mindful attention. Next, consciously acknowledge 4 different things you can physically touch, noticing their textures, temperatures, and forms. Then, tune into your auditory senses and identify 3 distinct things you can hear, allowing each sound to register without judgment. Following that, bring your awareness to 2 things you can distinctly smell, taking a moment to inhale and recognize their unique aromas. Finally, identify 1 thing you can taste, even if it's just the lingering flavor in your mouth or the sensation of your breath. As you meticulously engage with each of these senses, consciously notice every single detail, allowing your mind to slow down and fully absorb the present. This deliberate process effectively brings your mind out of any state of panic or overwhelm, gently guiding it back to a profound sense of peace and presence. The 4-7-8 breathing technique is a remarkably simple yet profoundly effective breathing pattern that can instantly relax your nervous system. To begin, gently inhale through your nose for a precise count of 4 seconds, allowing your breath to fill your lungs completely. Then, hold that breath for a count of 7 seconds, feeling the stillness and expansion within your body. Finally, slowly and completely exhale through your mouth for a count of 8 seconds, releasing all tension and stale air. Repeat this entire cycle at least 3 times, or as many times as feels comfortable and beneficial for you. With each repetition, you will distinctly feel your heartbeat begin to slow, and your thoughts will gradually start to clear, bringing a sense of inner calm. The Mindful Body Scan is a profound practice that invites you to gently close your eyes and systematically move your attention throughout your entire body. Begin by bringing your awareness to the top of your head, slowly guiding it downwards, all the way to the tips of your toes. As you scan, consciously notice any areas where you might be holding tension, without judgment or the need to change anything. Simply observe these sensations and gently breathe into that area, sending a wave of awareness and acceptance. This powerful practice grounds you deeply into the physical sensations of your body, serving as a gentle yet firm reminder to your mind that you are inherently safe and secure. To truly integrate these techniques, make it a point to practice grounding and breathing daily, even for just a few moments. These practices are especially beneficial when you feel emotionally overwhelmed or when you anticipate or face stressful conversations. They are also incredibly helpful during moments when you struggle to focus, helping to bring clarity and concentration back to your mind. Even dedicating just 2 minutes a day to these exercises can significantly strengthen your emotional stability and enhance your ability to respond to life's challenges with calm awareness. Grounding and breathing are not merely escapes from reality. Rather, they are profound pathways that guide you back home to your authentic self. The more consistently you practice these techniques, the more unshakable your inner calm becomes, regardless of any chaos that may surround you. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or perhaps, "This is the worst thing ever that could possibly occur." We all find ourselves in that mindset sometimes, feeling overwhelmed by circumstances. It's a common human experience to fall into such patterns of thought. But what if the core problem isn't the event itself, the situation you're facing, but rather how we choose to perceive and interpret it? That's precisely where cognitive reframing comes into play. It's a remarkably powerful emotional intelligence tool designed to help you fundamentally change the way you interpret negative thoughts and experiences. Cognitive reframing essentially means looking at any given situation from a completely fresh and new angle, shifting your perspective. You're not denying the existence of the problem or pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, you are actively changing the narrative, the story you tell yourself about it. For example, instead of the self-defeating thought, "I failed," you consciously choose to reframe it by saying, "I learned what doesn't work." Or, when faced with rejection, instead of thinking, "They rejected me," you can empower yourself by saying, "That wasn't my match, and something better awaits." This profound shift in language and perspective is what truly turns emotional pain into a powerful sense of purpose and growth. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are the very lens through which you experience and interpret every aspect of life. If that lens is perpetually cloudy with negativity, then everything around you will inevitably look worse than it truly is, distorting your reality. But when you consciously choose to reframe your thoughts, you are effectively cleaning that lens, allowing clarity to emerge. You begin to see opportunities hidden within obstacles, recognizing potential where you once saw only roadblocks. Your emotions naturally begin to follow your newly adopted, more positive thoughts. And that, my friends, is where true emotional freedom truly begins. This process allows you to break free from the chains of negative emotional responses and embrace a more liberated state of being. The reframing formula offers a clear and actionable path to transforming your thought patterns with just 3 simple, yet powerful steps. First, you must actively notice the thought. Become aware of your inner voice when it utters something negative or self-limiting. Second, question it. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true and undeniable? Or is there another, more constructive way to see this situation? Finally, replace it. Find a kinder, a wiser, or a more empowering perspective that serves your well-being and growth. It takes consistent practice, like any new skill, but every single time you consciously engage in this process, you are actively rewiring your brain for greater resilience and emotional strength. Let's explore how to apply this powerful technique to turn everyday negatives into sources of profound strength and personal development. Consider being stuck in traffic. Instead of frustration, reframe it. I have a moment to breathe, listen to a podcast, or simply think. When you receive criticism, instead of feeling attacked, reframe it. This feedback can genuinely help me improve and refine my skills. If you face a failure rather than despair, reframe it. This is valuable experience gained, not the end of my journey, but a stepping stone. The external event itself remains unchanged, but your internal mindset completely transforms its impact and meaning for you. When you truly master the art of reframing, no external situation or challenge can fully control your emotional state anymore. You stop reacting impulsively from a place of pain and instead begin responding thoughtfully from a place of wisdom and inner strength. That is precisely how emotionally intelligent individuals maintain their calm, exude confidence, and remain strong, even when navigating the most difficult circumstances. Reframing doesn't possess the power to alter the past events or experiences you've encountered. However, it profoundly changes how you carry those experiences, transforming them from burdens into lessons. When you consciously choose to assign new meaning to your experiences, you inevitably create new, positive energy within yourself. And remember, that incredible power to transform your perspective and your life is always, always within you.
Have you ever had a moment where emotions took over completely, and afterward, you thought, why did I react like that? That's what psychologists call emotional hijacking. It's when your emotions override your logic, and your body reacts before your brain can think clearly. Deep inside your brain lives the amygdala, your emotional alarm system. Its job is to protect you from danger. But sometimes, it mistakes emotional discomfort for real threat. Someone criticizes you, and your amygdala reacts like you're under attack. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, goes offline. That's an amygdala hijack. Your emotions have taken the wheel. This can lead to impulsive reactions such as snapping at someone or walking out of a meeting. The amygdala processes information milliseconds faster than the rational brain, causing a reaction before the neocortex can be received. We all carry hidden emotional rules, statements like, I should always be strong, I shouldn't feel angry, people should respect me. When these rules get broken, we react emotionally, not because of what happened, but because one of our inner shoulds was violated. Ask yourself, what do I expect from others? What do I expect from myself? When do I feel most upset? And what rule is being broken? Write them down. You'll start seeing patterns. Often, our emotional suffering comes not from reality, but from the gap between our rules and reality. The next time emotions rise fast, pause, breathe deeply. Name what's happening. Say to yourself, my emotional brain has taken over, but I can regain control. By naming it, you awaken the rational brain. You reclaim your power to choose your response. Create space between the trigger and your reaction. You can update your emotional rules to be more balanced. Instead of, people should always agree with me, try, people see things differently, and that's okay. Instead of, I must be perfect, try, I can learn and improve. When your rules become flexible, your emotions become manageable. Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding their signals and staying calm enough to choose your response. When you master your emotional rules, you stop being a passenger in your emotions and start being the driver.
Have you ever wondered why you do what you do? Why you chase certain goals and lose interest in others? Why some mornings you feel unstoppable and others you can't even get out of bed? Because deep inside, every action you take is driven not by logic, but by emotion. Your emotions are the silent engines of your motivation. When you feel inspired, loved, or hopeful, your brain releases dopamine, a natural fuel for persistence. But when fear or shame takes over, motivation dies before it even begins. We often think motivation comes from discipline, but discipline itself starts with emotion, the emotion of purpose. So, ask yourself, what drives you emotionally? Is it the need to prove something? The desire to be seen, loved, or free? Or maybe it's the quiet hope of becoming someone you're proud of? There's no right or wrong answer. But once you understand your emotional drivers, you unlock your most authentic power. Because when your goals align with your feelings, motivation stops being a struggle. It becomes a flow. So next time you lose motivation, don't ask, what's wrong with me? Ask instead, what emotion am I missing right now? That's where your true drive begins. Have you ever been in a moment where stress hits you all at once? Your heart races, your chest tightens, and your mind feels out of control? In that moment, you don't need a long routine or deep philosophy. You just need 7 seconds. When you slow down your breathing for just 7 seconds, you send a powerful message to your brain. I'm safe. Your nervous system shifts from fight or flight to rest and recover. That tiny pause, just 7 seconds, can stop emotional overwhelm before it grows. Here's how it works. Breathe in gently for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 1 second. Then exhale slowly for 2 seconds. That's 7 seconds total. You can do it anywhere, before replying to a message, during a meeting, or when your thoughts start spinning. Your breath becomes your reset button. When you breathe this way, your vagus nerve, the body's calm switch, gets activated. It lowers your heart rate, eases muscle tension, and restores balance between emotion and reason. You move from reacting impulsively to responding intelligently. Use the 7-second solution whenever you feel stressed before a conversation, nervous before speaking or performing, angry or overwhelmed by emotion. 7 seconds may sound small, but it creates just enough space for awareness to return. Try this. Every time you unlock your phone, pause for 1 7-second breath. Do it before eating, before sending a message, before making a choice. With practice, your body will start using this breath naturally as your built-in stress release system. Stress is a signal, not an enemy. It reminds you to pause, breathe, and reset. You don't need to fight stress. Just learn to meet it with calm awareness. 7 seconds of presence can change how your entire day feels. Have you ever felt like life just knocked you down so hard that you didn't know if you could ever get back up again? That feeling of being completely overwhelmed and unsure of your next step is something many of us experience at some point. That's precisely when resilience becomes your greatest power, your most vital asset. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's fundamentally about acknowledging that pain and then rising through it, stronger and more determined than before. Resilience is the profound ability to recover from setbacks, to adapt gracefully and effectively when life doesn't go as planned, and to keep moving forward, even when every fiber of your being tells you it's incredibly hard and challenging. It's about finding that inner strength to persevere. It's a deep emotional flexibility that allows you to bend without breaking. It's the quiet, unwavering strength within you that whispers, "This situation is undeniably tough, perhaps one of the hardest I've faced, but I will absolutely find my way through it, no matter what." True resilience isn't about being unbreakable, impervious to all challenges, or never feeling pain. Instead, it's about learning how to bend, how to adapt, and how to navigate difficulties without ever giving up on yourself or your journey. It's about enduring and evolving. Emotionally intelligent people don't deny pain or try to suppress it. They acknowledge it fully, allowing themselves to feel it completely and deeply, but crucially, they don't get trapped or consumed by it. They process it and move forward. They approach challenges with a curious and growth-oriented mindset, asking profound questions like, "What is this experience trying to teach me about myself or the world? And how can I genuinely grow and evolve from this difficult situation?" They skillfully use self-awareness to understand the nuances of their emotions and self-management to move forward wisely and purposefully. This powerful combination is precisely what keeps them grounded and stable even amidst the most chaotic circumstances. The 3 pillars of the resilience mindset are essential for building lasting strength. The first pillar is acceptance. Don't waste energy fighting what has already happened. Accept the reality of the situation, and in doing so, you immediately take back control of your emotional state and your path forward. The second pillar is perspective. It's crucial to zoom out and gain a broader view. Ask yourself honestly if this particular challenge will still matter significantly a year from now, or even 5 years from now. Often, this shift in perspective can diminish the immediate intensity of the problem. The third pillar is action. After accepting and gaining perspective, take one small, meaningful step forward. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Even the smallest, most deliberate action can create momentum and a sense of progress, no matter how insignificant it may seem at first. These 3 powerful habits, acceptance, perspective, and action, work in synergy to rebuild your confidence, restore your clarity of thought, and reignite your courage, empowering you to face future challenges with renewed strength. Every single setback, no matter how painful, carries hidden wisdom and invaluable lessons. Consider the breakup that ultimately taught you your true self-worth, or the professional failure that unexpectedly revealed a completely new and more fulfilling direction for your career. Think about the rejection that, in hindsight, saved you from pursuing the wrong path entirely. When you begin to see challenges through this transformative lens, you stop asking the disempowering question, "Why me?" and instead start asking the empowering question, "What now?" That fundamental shift in perspective is precisely how pain, once a source of suffering, becomes a powerful catalyst for progress, growth, and profound personal transformation. It's about reframing your narrative. Here's a small, yet incredibly powerful exercise you can incorporate into your daily routine. Every night, Take a few moments to write down one specific moment from your day that truly tested you, and then reflect on how you responded to that challenge. Following that, write down the answer to this crucial question: what did I learn from this experience? As you consistently practice this, you'll begin to notice a profound truth. You are far stronger and more capable than you ever imagined. And that inherent strength, which you are actively cultivating through reflection and self-awareness, grows a little more each and every day, building a solid foundation for your future resilience. Resilience isn't an innate trait you're simply born with. It's a dynamic skill and a mindset that you actively build and strengthen. Each and every time life presents you with a challenge, big or small, it's a continuous process of growth. You might bend under pressure, you might stumble along the way, and you might even fall occasionally, but the crucial thing is that you won't stay down. Your inner resilience will always compel you to rise again. Because every single time you rise after a setback, you rise a little wiser from the experience, a little calmer in your approach, and undeniably a little stronger in your spirit, ready to face whatever comes next with renewed confidence. Have you ever heard someone say, "Just think positive," and found that it didn't really help you navigate a difficult situation? That's because real optimism isn't about pretending everything is fine or ignoring the challenges you face. Instead, it's a deeper, more grounded belief system. It's about believing in your own capacity to handle whatever happens, no matter how daunting it may seem. This belief is rooted in an inner strength, a clarity of thought, and the courage to face adversity head-on, knowing you have the resources within you to adapt and overcome. Realistic optimism means having hope that is firmly grounded in awareness. It's not a naive, blind positivity that ignores reality. Instead, it's a balanced confidence, one that allows you to see problems clearly, acknowledge their existence, but then consciously choose to believe in the possibility of finding effective solutions. It's about maintaining a hopeful outlook while remaining fully engaged with the facts of your situation. You acknowledge the challenge, you understand its complexities, but crucially, you also trust your inherent ability to learn, adapt, and grow through the experience. This proactive and self-aware approach to challenges is a prime example of emotional intelligence in action, demonstrating a mature understanding of both your circumstances and your capabilities. Your mindset profoundly shapes your emotions and, consequently, your energy levels. When you consistently expect failure, your brain tends to shut down, becoming less creative and less motivated to seek alternatives. Conversely, when you cultivate an expectation of progress, even small steps forward, your brain becomes activated, actively seeking out and identifying new possibilities and pathways to success. Optimism is a powerful tool that strengthens your resilience, making you more capable of bouncing back from setbacks. It significantly reduces stress by shifting your focus from worry to potential solutions, and it helps you recover faster from emotional setbacks by fostering a belief in better outcomes. Optimism isn't some magical cure. It's a practical, highly effective mental strategy that you can cultivate and employ. The first step is to face the facts. Don't deny what's wrong or pretend problems don't exist. A clear awareness of your situation gives you genuine power to address it. The second step is to focus on what you can control. Direct your precious energy and attention toward actionable steps and solutions, rather than getting lost in unproductive worry about things beyond your influence. The third step is to find the lesson or opportunity. Recognize that every challenge, no matter how difficult, carries within it a valuable message or a potential point for growth and learning. This powerful balance of acknowledging truth, taking purposeful action, and maintaining a hopeful outlook is what ultimately creates unshakable, realistic optimism. Let's reframe a few common negative examples to illustrate this principle. Instead of thinking, "This is impossible," try shifting your perspective to, "It's certainly difficult, but perhaps I haven't yet discovered the most effective way to approach it." This subtle change opens the door to exploration and problem solving. Similarly, when faced with the thought, "Everything is going wrong," reframe it to, "While some things are undoubtedly tough right now, it's important to remember that not absolutely everything is going wrong." And if you find yourself thinking, "I can't handle this," transform it into, "I can handle this situation by taking just one step at a time." focusing on what's immediately in front of me. Notice the crucial distinction here. You are not ignoring the problem or pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, you are consciously choosing to add an element of hope and possibility to the truth of your situation. This thoughtful integration of hope with reality is the very essence of realistic optimism, allowing you to face challenges with both clarity and confidence. Here's a simple yet powerful exercise you can incorporate into your daily routine. Every morning, take a moment to write down one specific challenge you are currently facing. Then, right next to it, write down at least one genuine reason why that challenge might actually work out, or how you might successfully navigate it. This practice helps to consciously shift your focus. By consistently engaging in this exercise, you are actively training your brain to see light and possibility, even in difficult circumstances, by applying logic and reason. And when you make this a daily habit, hope transcends being merely a fleeting feeling. It transforms into a deeply ingrained, automatic response and a fundamental part of your character. Ultimately, realistic optimism is not about denying the existence of pain, struggle, or difficulty. It is, instead, about consciously choosing your perspective, understanding that within every single difficulty, no matter how overwhelming it may seem, there is always a hidden door, an opportunity for growth, a pathway to a better outcome, or a lesson to be learned. You might not always have control over the external events that happen to you, but you always, unequivocally, control what you choose to believe about those events and your capacity to respond to them. And it is precisely in that powerful belief, your unwavering conviction in your own ability to find solutions and grow, that your true power truly begins and flourishes. Have you ever set a big goal, only to lose all motivation halfway through? Perhaps it wasn't a lack of effort on your part. Instead, that particular goal might not have truly resonated with your inner self. Genuine motivation doesn't stem from external pressure or obligation. It arises from a deep sense of personal alignment. Many individuals pursue objectives that are primarily designed to impress others, such as achieving a higher income, securing a prestigious new title, or attaining a perfect physique. However, emotional intelligence teaches us a more profound truth. If your aspirations don't genuinely connect with your core values, your enthusiasm will inevitably wane. A truly fulfilling goal must feel authentic to who you are, rather than conforming to someone else's definition of success. This personal resonance is precisely what cultivates a lasting and powerful drive. Every goal you set often conceals a deeper emotional desire you are truly pursuing. For instance, you might not just desire more money. What you truly seek is the freedom it can provide. Similarly, recognition often translates to a yearning for self-worth and validation. And the pursuit of fitness is frequently driven by a desire for confidence and sustained energy. When you grasp the underlying emotional reason for your aspirations, you cease to force yourself forward. Instead, you begin to flow naturally and effortlessly towards them. To help you set goals that truly resonate, consider using the HERT framework. H stands for honest. Does this goal genuinely reflect what I truly desire? E is for emotional. How do I truly want to feel once I achieve this? A signifies aligned. Does this goal harmonize with my core values and current lifestyle? R represents realistic. Can I genuinely enjoy the journey and process, not just the final outcome? And T means time-bound. When will I take the time to review or adjust this goal as needed? This framework transforms goals from burdensome obligations into vibrant, living aspirations. Here's a straightforward way to gauge your goals, the energy test. When you contemplate your goal, do you experience a sense of tension or inspiration? If your body feels constricted or tight, you might be pursuing a goal driven by external pressure. However, if you feel open, calm, and genuinely excited, that indicates true alignment. Your body often reveals the truth long before your mind fully acknowledges it. Instead of declaring, "I must achieve this," or "I am a failure," try reframing your perspective. Embrace the affirmation. I am becoming the kind of person who consistently grows towards this every single day. Shift your focus to the overall direction you're heading, rather than solely on a rigid deadline. Because authentic success is rooted in emotional consistency, not in a relentless, constant hustle. Here's a quick practice you can try tonight to connect with your goals. Write down one of your current goals, then ask yourself, why do I truly want this? If the reason evokes a feeling of peace rather than pressure, you've discovered your emotional alignment. That, my friend, is a goal truly worth pursuing with all your heart. When your aspirations are deeply aligned with your heart's true desires, discipline transforms into devotion. Every step of progress becomes profoundly personal and meaningful. You're not merely escaping something. You're actively moving towards the person you are truly meant to be. So, from this moment forward, don't just set goals that appear right to others. Instead, commit to setting goals that genuinely feel right for you. Have you ever wondered why some people just get others? They know when you're sad, even if you're smiling? That's not magic. It's empathy through emotional awareness. And the truth is, you can learn it, too. We often listen to people's words, but emotions speak a different language through tone, eyes, posture, silence. If you really want to understand someone, listen between the lines. Ask yourself, what emotion is their body showing that their words are hiding? Sometimes silence is louder than words. Let's break down the 3 cues of emotional reading. Face, voice, energy. Face. Watch the eyes and micro-expressions. Tiny flashes of sadness, tension, or joy. Voice. Notice pitch, speed, and pauses. Emotions change rhythm. Energy. Feel the mood. Calm, nervous, distant, or open. When these 3 align, you understand the truth. When they don't, look deeper with compassion, not judgment. Empathy isn't about assuming. It's about being present enough to notice. Instead of thinking, I know how you feel, say, I can sense something. Do you want to talk about it? That small shift changes connection into trust. If you're sensitive, you might absorb others' feelings. That's emotional overload. Here's the trick. Observe like a mirror, not a sponge. You can reflect someone's emotion without carrying it. That's emotional intelligence with boundaries. Next time you talk to someone, spend the first 10 seconds fully watching, not just hearing. Notice their face, tone, and energy. Don't rush to reply. You'll start noticing emotions you never caught before. When you learn to read emotions, you don't just understand people better, you make them feel seen. And in today's world, being seen is one of the greatest gifts you can give. So slow down. Listen deeply. Because emotions aren't hidden, they're waiting to be noticed. Have you ever wondered why some people instantly make you feel heard and understood, while others just don't seem to get you? The difference lies in one word, empathy. Empathy isn't just feeling sorry for someone. It's the ability to step into their world, to see, feel, and understand life through their eyes. And there are 3 types of empathy that shape how we connect. Herb 1, cognitive empathy, understanding the mind. Cognitive empathy is thinking empathy. It's when you understand what someone else is feeling or thinking without necessarily feeling it yourself. For example, a therapist, leader, or negotiator often uses cognitive empathy to understand others' perspectives, calmly and clearly. It's about mental awareness, reading emotions without absorbing them. But too much of this, and you may sound logical but cold. Droplet 2, emotional empathy, feeling what others feel. This is the heart-to-heart kind. You don't just understand someone's emotions, you feel them. When a friend cries, and your eyes water too, that's emotional empathy. It builds closeness and trust, because people feel truly seen. But if you're not careful, emotional empathy can drain you. You start carrying others' pain as your own. That's where the 3rd type comes in. Cherry Blossom 3, compassionate empathy, understanding, feeling, and helping. Compassionate empathy is the balance of both head and heart. You understand their pain, feel it deeply, and choose to help. It's the most powerful kind of empathy because it leads to action. It says, I see you, I feel you, and I'm here for you. This is the empathy that heals, comforts, and creates true human connection. Dove closing message. Each type of empathy serves a purpose. Cognitive helps you understand. Emotional helps you connect. Compassionate helps you heal. When you balance all 3, you don't just connect with others. You connect with humanity itself. And that's emotional intelligence in its purest form. Have you ever felt like you're close to someone, but emotionally far away? You talk, you smile, you interact, yet something feels missing. That invisible gap is often an emotional bubble. This is Series 6, Episode 3 of the Advanced EQ Practitioner Tools section in our Emotional Intelligence series. An emotional bubble is a protective space our mind creates when we feel overwhelmed, hurt, or unsafe. It's like saying, "I'll stay here with my feelings and keep the world out." We build these bubbles after emotional pain, betrayal, rejection, judgment, or constant stress. They help us survive, but if we stay inside too long, they stop us from truly connecting. Your brain sees emotional pain like physical pain. So when someone hurts you, your brain says, "Let's protect you from that happening again." You withdraw, you numb out, you stop sharing feelings. It feels safer, but it also feels lonelier. Emotional bubbles form when protection becomes isolation. You avoid deep emotional conversations. You say, "I'm fine," when you're not. You feel disconnected even in close relationships. You often overthink before expressing how you feel. Recognizing these signs isn't weakness, it's emotional awareness. You can't heal what you don't see. First, acknowledge it. Admit when you're emotionally closed off. Then, breathe and feel. Let yourself experience emotions without judging them. Next, express safely. Share small truths with people who feel emotionally safe. Finally, reconnect gradually. You don't have to burst the bubble, just soften it. Healing starts the moment you allow connection to return. This journey is about gentle steps, not sudden leaps. Remember, everyone has their own bubble sometimes. If someone seems distant, don't take it personally. Give them space, offer gentle understanding, and let empathy do the work. You can't force someone out of their bubble, but your calm presence can remind them it's safe to come out. Emotional bubbles are not failures. They're signs that your heart tried to protect you. But now, you have the awareness to choose connection over protection. True emotional intelligence isn't just about managing feelings. It's about daring to feel again, even after being hurt. Because healing happens not in isolation, but in connection. Embrace this journey towards deeper understanding and genuine connection.
Have you ever been around someone who made you feel completely yourself, without judgment or fear? That feeling is emotional safety. It's the invisible foundation of every deep relationship, allowing individuals to truly connect. Without it, people hide behind masks, afraid to reveal their true selves, leading to superficial interactions. But with emotional safety, hearts open, allowing genuine intimacy and understanding to flourish. This transforms interactions into authentic exchanges. Emotional safety means feeling accepted, respected, and free to express emotions without fear of criticism or rejection. It's knowing your feelings are valid. It's knowing someone won't use your vulnerability against you, but embrace it as trust. This encourages true self-expression. When we feel safe, we share more of ourselves, our hopes, and our fears. We love deeper, making connections stronger and more resilient. Human connection thrives on trust and authenticity, not perfection. Being imperfect together truly strengthens bonds. When people feel emotionally unsafe, they become defensive, distant, or silent, building walls to protect themselves. They stop expressing how they really feel, leading to misunderstandings and unresolved issues, eroding the relationship's fabric. But with safety, communication becomes honest, empathy flows, and relationships become healing spaces, fostering mutual growth. It starts with you. Cultivating self-awareness is the first step. You can't expect safety if you don't practice it yourself. Here are 3 ways to build it. First, listen without fixing. Sometimes people need understanding, not advice. Second, validate feelings. Saying, "I understand that this must feel hard for you," tells them their emotions are real and acknowledged. Third, respond with empathy, not defense. Instead of "that's not true," say, "I see how that could hurt." Small moments like these build trust brick by brick, creating a strong foundation for any relationship. Consistency is key. When people feel safe, they stop walking on emotional eggshells. They share more honestly, forgive easily, and love fully. You no longer need to earn love. You feel seen and accepted unconditionally. That's what makes relationships last and thrive. Emotional safety isn't built overnight. It's built through consistency, kindness, and empathy day by day. It's a continuous journey of mutual respect. When you create safety for others, You become the calm in their storm, a steady presence they can rely on, offering a haven from life's challenges. And when they feel safe with you, your connection goes beyond words. It becomes a sanctuary for both hearts, a place of profound peace and belonging.
We all want to be heard. We all want to feel safe to express who we really are. But in today's world, filled with quick judgments and constant distractions, emotional safety has become rare. So how can we create it for others? What is emotional safety? Emotional safety means someone feels free to be authentic, without fear of being judged, shamed, or dismissed. It's that moment when someone exhales and says, "I can finally be myself around you." It's not about fixing people. It's about holding space so their emotions can unfold naturally. The core principles of emotional safety. There are 3 main principles. 1. Non-judgment. Listen without labeling their emotions as right or wrong. 2. Presence. Give your full attention, not advice, not distraction, just presence. 3. Acceptance. Let them feel what they feel, even if it's uncomfortable for you. When these 3 exist together, trust is born. How to create that safe space. Here's how you can practice it daily. Step 1. Listen beyond words. Notice tone, body language, silence. What's not being said often matters most. Step 2. Mirror, don't fix. Instead of saying, "Don't feel that way," try, "I understand why you feel that way." You don't need to change their feelings, just make room for them. Step 3. Keep confidentiality. If someone opens up, protect their trust. Never use their vulnerability as a story to tell. Step 4. Respond with warmth. Simple phrases like, "That sounds really hard," or "Thank you for trusting me with that," can make someone feel safe instantly. What emotional safety looks like. When emotional safety exists, people open up naturally. Admit mistakes without fear. Communicate honestly. Feel more relaxed and authentic around you. In short, safety invites honesty, and honesty deepens connection. Common mistakes that break emotional safety: interrupting or offering quick fixes, laughing off serious emotions, using someone's pain against them later, ignoring emotional cues. These small cracks break trust, and once broken, safety takes time to rebuild. The power of your presence. Sometimes you don't need the perfect words. You just need to stay. When someone cries, don't rush to stop it. When they're silent, don't fill the space. When they share pain, don't minimize it. Just be there, fully there. That's emotional safety in its purest form. Closing message. Remember, people don't open up because they need solutions. They open up because they sense compassion. When your presence feels safe, you become a healing space for others. And that is emotional intelligence in action.
Conflict is an inevitable part of every relationship. Do you approach disagreements to win or to understand? The difference between destruction and growth is not the argument itself, but how effectively you handle it. Emotional intelligence is crucial in conflict resolution. It's about managing your emotions and understanding others during a disagreement. It empowers you to acknowledge your feelings, understand the other person, and respond with clarity, not impulsively. When emotions rise, emotional intelligence acts like an anchor, keeping you grounded when conflict hits. Step 1. Pause before reacting. In conflict, your brain instinctively goes into defensive mode, wanting to prove you're right. Reacting immediately only fuels the disagreement. The first emotionally intelligent move is simple: pause. Take a breath and ask, "What's truly hurting me right now?" This self-reflection helps you respond from understanding, not anger. Step 2. Listen to understand, not to win. Most people wait for their turn to talk, not truly listening. Emotionally intelligent individuals listen with the intention to understand, discerning underlying pain or unmet needs. Instead of "you're wrong," ask, "What made you feel that way?" This question can change the conversation's dynamic. Step 3. Validate emotions, even if you disagree. Validation means acknowledging their feelings are real and valid to them. Phrases like, "I understand this feels unfair," or "I can see why that upset you," defuse tension and create emotional safety. Step 4. Express yourself using I statements. When emotions are high, blame can easily take over. Instead of "you never listen to me," try, "I feel unheard when I share my thoughts." This shifts from accusation to connection. It shows you take responsibility for your emotions, fostering constructive dialogue. Step 5. Focus on the solution, not on keeping score. In healthy relationships, it's not you versus them. It's both of you working together against the problem. Ask, how can we fix this without causing further hurt? This transforms conflict into collaborative teamwork, building stronger bonds than any apology alone. Emotional intelligence doesn't stop conflict, it transforms it. Leading with empathy, pausing with awareness, and speaking from the heart doesn't just end an argument. It deepens connection. Conflict handled with emotional intelligence is a powerful bridge to stronger, more resilient relationships.
Holding on to anger feels like protecting yourself, but in truth, it's like gripping a burning coal and waiting for the other person to feel the pain. Forgiveness isn't weakness. It's emotional strength, the ability to heal without needing revenge or validation. What forgiveness really means. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, and it doesn't mean saying what they did was okay. It means saying, I'm done letting this hurt control my peace. It's an act of emotional freedom. You stop reliving the pain and start reclaiming your energy. Why letting go is so hard? Our minds replay pain because it seeks closure. It wants fairness. It wants acknowledgement. But sometimes, closure never comes from them. It comes from you. You decide the story ends here. That's how emotional maturity begins. The two parts of forgiveness. There are two directions of forgiveness. Forgiving others for what they did to you. Forgiving yourself for what you couldn't control, fix, or change. Both are equally powerful. Because peace comes when your heart is no longer fighting itself. The process of letting go. Acknowledge the hurt. Don't suppress it. Feel it fully. Understand the lesson. What did this teach you about yourself or boundaries? Release the expectation. Stop waiting for an apology or explanation. Choose peace intentionally, not once, but every time the memory resurfaces. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's a gentle practice that sets you free over and over again. Emotional intelligence in forgiveness. Emotional intelligence helps you separate the pain from the person. It helps you see that hurt people often hurt others, not because you deserved it, but because they were trapped in their own pain. This perspective doesn't justify. It simply helps you understand and move forward. The freedom beyond forgiveness. When you forgive, you don't erase your story. You rewrite the ending. You reclaim your peace, your emotional energy, and your power to love again, without fear or bitterness. That's the true art of letting go. Forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. You deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve to live without carrying yesterday's pain. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means finally choosing yourself.
When you become emotionally intelligent, you don't just change your life. You change how people feel around you. Your calm becomes their comfort. Your empathy becomes their healing. Your awareness becomes their guidance. That's the quiet power of emotional intelligence in action. Helping emotionally isn't about fixing someone's problems. It's about being present for them. Sometimes, the most powerful support is silence. Just listening, just understanding, just saying, I'm here for you. Because when people feel seen, they begin to heal themselves. There's a big difference between support and control. Support says, I understand what you feel. Control says, I know what's best for you. When we lead with empathy, we give others space to make their own choices. That's emotional respect, the foundation of real connection. The three core EQ skills for helping others are empathy, active listening, and emotional boundaries. Empathy means feeling what they feel without absorbing it. Active listening means listening not to reply, but to understand. Emotional boundaries mean caring deeply, but not losing yourself in their emotions. These three skills make your presence both healing and healthy. When someone shares pain, pause before responding. Avoid giving advice too quickly. Reflect their emotion back. That sounds really difficult. Or, I can see why that hurt. Stay grounded in your own calm energy. Your calm nervous system helps regulate theirs. That's emotional co-regulation, and it's one of the most powerful human gifts. When you practice EQ with others, you start creating emotional safety everywhere you go. People open up more. Conflicts de-escalate faster. Trust grows naturally. Your presence becomes a mirror, showing others what emotional balance feels like. That's how emotional intelligence quietly transforms communities, relationships, and even workplaces. Helping others emotionally doesn't mean carrying their pain. It means lighting the path so they can walk through it. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to bring presence, empathy, and understanding. Because sometimes, the most healing thing you can say is simply, "I'm here and I care." When someone around you feels upset or overwhelmed, what's your first instinct? To solve it for them, or to help them understand what they feel and why? That second one is emotional coaching. It's not about giving answers. It's about helping others find their own emotional clarity. Emotional coaching means guiding someone through their emotions so they can understand, express, and manage them in a healthy way. It's what emotionally intelligent parents, partners, and leaders do naturally. You don't suppress feelings, you name them. You don't fix emotions, you guide them. You become a calm mirror where others can see themselves clearly. When someone says, "I'm fine," but clearly isn't, an emotional coach doesn't stop there. You might gently say, "It sounds like you're disappointed," or "It seems you're feeling left out." Naming emotions brings them into awareness. And awareness is the first step toward healing. 1. Listen first. Let them express fully without interruption. 2. Validate the feeling. Say, "That makes sense," or "Anyone would feel that way." 3. Guide gently. Ask reflective questions like, "What do you think might help you feel better right now?" You're not rescuing them. You're helping them rescue themselves. Jumping into problem solving too soon. Saying, "Don't cry," "You're overreacting," or "It's not a big deal." Ignoring your own emotional state while trying to help others. Emotional coaching requires calm energy. You can't pour peace from an empty cup. When people feel understood, they open up. When they feel judged, they shut down. That's why emotional coaching builds trust, strengthens relationships, and helps others develop their own emotional intelligence. It's not just communication, it's connection. Emotional coaching isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. When you guide with empathy, you teach others that emotions aren't enemies, they're messages. And the more people learn to listen to those messages, the more emotionally intelligent our world becomes.
Have you ever felt like you're close to someone, but emotionally far away? You talk, you smile, you interact, yet something feels missing. That invisible gap is often an emotional bubble. This is Series 6, Episode 3 of the Advanced EQ Practitioner Tools section in our Emotional Intelligence series. An emotional bubble is a protective space our mind creates when we feel overwhelmed, hurt, or unsafe. It's like saying, "I'll stay here with my feelings and keep the world out." We build these bubbles after emotional pain, betrayal, rejection, judgment, or constant stress. They help us survive, but if we stay inside too long, they stop us from truly connecting. Your brain sees emotional pain like physical pain. So when someone hurts you, your brain says, "Let's protect you from that happening again." You withdraw, you numb out, you stop sharing feelings. It feels safer, but it also feels lonelier. Emotional bubbles form when protection becomes isolation. You avoid deep emotional conversations. You say, "I'm fine," when you're not. You feel disconnected even in close relationships. You often overthink before expressing how you feel. Recognizing these signs isn't weakness, it's emotional awareness. You can't heal what you don't see. First, acknowledge it. Admit when you're emotionally closed off. Then, breathe and feel. Let yourself experience emotions without judging them. Next, express safely. Share small truths with people who feel emotionally safe. Finally, reconnect gradually. You don't have to burst the bubble, just soften it. Healing starts the moment you allow connection to return. This journey is about gentle steps, not sudden leaps. Remember, everyone has their own bubble sometimes. If someone seems distant, don't take it personally. Give them space, offer gentle understanding, and let empathy do the work. You can't force someone out of their bubble, but your calm presence can remind them it's safe to come out. Emotional bubbles are not failures. They're signs that your heart tried to protect you. But now, you have the awareness to choose connection over protection. True emotional intelligence isn't just about managing feelings. It's about daring to feel again, even after being hurt. Because healing happens not in isolation, but in connection. Embrace this journey towards deeper understanding and genuine connection. We all want to be heard. We all want to feel safe to express who we really are. But in today's world, filled with quick judgments and constant distractions. Emotional safety has become rare. So how can we create it for others? What is emotional safety? Emotional safety means someone feels free to be authentic, without fear of being judged, shamed, or dismissed. It's that moment when someone exhales and says, "I can finally be myself around you." It's not about fixing people. It's about holding space so their emotions can unfold naturally. The core principles of emotional safety. There are three main principles. 1. Non-judgment. Listen without labeling their emotions as right or wrong. 2. Presence. Give your full attention, not advice, not distraction, just presence. 3. Acceptance. Let them feel what they feel, even if it's uncomfortable for you. When these three exist together, trust is born. How to create that safe space. Here's how you can practice it daily. Step 1. Listen beyond words. Notice tone, body language, silence. What's not being said often matters most. Step 2. Mirror, don't fix. Instead of saying, "Don't feel that way," try, "I understand why you feel that way." You don't need to change their feelings, just make room for them. Step 3. Keep confidentiality. If someone opens up, protect their trust. Never use their vulnerability as a story to tell. Step 4. Respond with warmth. Simple phrases like, "That sounds really hard," or "Thank you for trusting me with that," can make someone feel safe instantly. What emotional safety looks like. When emotional safety exists, people open up naturally. Admit mistakes without fear. Communicate honestly. Feel more relaxed and authentic around you. In short, safety invites honesty, and honesty deepens connection. Common mistakes that break emotional safety. Interrupting or offering quick fixes. Laughing off serious emotions. Using someone's pain against them later. Ignoring emotional cues. These small cracks break trust, and once broken, safety takes time to rebuild. The power of your presence. Sometimes you don't need the perfect words. You just need to stay. When someone cries, don't rush to stop it. When they're silent, don't fill the space. When they share pain, don't minimize it. Just be there, fully there. That's emotional safety in its purest form. Closing message. Remember, people don't open up because they need solutions. They open up because they sense compassion. When your presence feels safe, you become a healing space for others. And that is emotional intelligence in action.